What would you do if you weren't afraid? It's a question that stops people in their tracks, because if we're honest, fear has a way of shaping our choices. It creeps into our decisions, influences our dreams, and sometimes even builds invisible walls around our lives. We don't always realize it, but fear is powerful. Fear whispers, "You're not ready." It says, "You're not good enough." It warns, "What if you fail? What if you get hurt? What if it all goes wrong?" And if we listen to that voice for too long, we start living small. We start avoiding risk. We stop trying new things. We shrink our dreams to fit the size of our comfort zone. But here's the truth. You were never created to live in fear. Fear itself isn't always bad. Sometimes it protects us. It warns us not to touch the fire, not to walk into danger. But the kind of fear that I'm talking about, the one that holds you back, is not there to protect you. It's there to limit you. That fear doesn't come from God. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." If fear doesn't come from God, then it's an intruder. And if it's an intruder, it has no right to control your life. Fear is a thief. It steals opportunities, it steals joy, it steals potential. Faith, on the other hand, builds. Faith creates space for courage. Faith pushes you into the unknown because it trusts that even if you can't see the whole road, the one who leads you can. You can't live in both fear and faith at the same time. One will always drown out the other. So the question becomes, which voice will you listen to? Will you listen to the voice that says, "Stay where it's safe," or the one that says, "Step out and trust me"? Have you noticed that fear tends to scream the loudest right before something big happens? That's not a coincidence. Fear senses when you're close to change. It knows when you're on the edge of something great. So it turns up the volume, hoping to make you stop before you take that leap. Think about it. How many of your biggest blessings came after a moment when you were scared to death? Maybe it was moving to a new city, starting a new job, telling the truth when it was easier to stay silent, opening your heart to love again after it had been broken. Fear told you to stop, but you didn't. And because you didn't, you found something worth more than your comfort. You found growth, joy, purpose. Now let's be clear. Being fearless doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It means fear doesn't get to drive the car. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite fear. It's saying, "Yes, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway." Look at the people in the Bible who stepped out in faith. Moses was afraid to speak. Gideon was afraid to lead. Peter was afraid to step out of the boat. Yet every single one of them discovered something amazing. Fear shrinks when you walk forward in obedience. Fear can't predict the future. Fear can't stop God's plan. Fear can't erase your calling. It may distract you. It may delay you, but it can't defeat you unless you give it permission. Psalm 27:1 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" If you really believe God is with you, then fear becomes smaller. Not because the challenge disappears, but because His presence overshadows it. You can be fearless because you are not alone. You can be fearless because you've survived worse before. You can be fearless because God's promises have never failed. Fear says, "You're not enough." Faith says, "God is enough." Fear says, What if you fall? Faith says, what if you fly? Being fearless is a choice. It's waking up every morning and deciding, I will not let fear write the story of my life. I will not let fear make my decisions. I will not let fear stop me from becoming who I was created to be. Some days that choice will feel easy. Other days it will be a battle. But every time you choose courage over fear, you grow stronger. And here's the beautiful thing. Courage is contagious. When you live fearlessly, it inspires others to do the same. You give them permission to step out of their own fears and chase something bigger. Fearless people live differently. They dream bigger. They take risks. They forgive faster. They love deeper. They try again when others would give up. They're not reckless. They're just unwilling to let fear dictate their future. A fearless life is a life of trust. It's saying, I may not know what's around the corner, but I know who's walking with me. It's not about having control. It's about surrendering control to the one who knows the way. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to move past fear, it doesn't exist. The perfect moment is now. Fear will always give you a reason to wait. Wait until you have more money. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until you're sure. But the truth is, you may never feel fully ready. And that's okay. Because the most important things in life often begin when you take the first step while still feeling scared. So let me ask you again, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Would you start the business? Write the book? Tell someone how you really feel? Apply for that job? Forgive that person? Forgive yourself? Whatever it is, take the step. Not because you're guaranteed success, but because fear doesn't get to run your life anymore. Remember, fear is a liar. It exaggerates the danger and underestimates your strength. But your strength comes from the Lord, and He has already said, do not fear, for I am with you. If you need words to hold on to, here's one you can carry with you. I will not be ruled by fear. I will not let anxiety or doubt dictate my choices. I will live fully, love deeply, and step boldly into the future God has for me. Fear will not hold me back. I am fearless, not because I feel brave, but because I trust the one who holds my life. Every time you choose faith over fear, you write a different kind of story, one filled with bold steps, big dreams, and a life lived to its fullest. So take the step, make the call, speak the truth, start the thing, say yes. Because fear will always be there, but so will God. And when you remember who walks beside you, you'll realize you have every reason to live fearless. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.